a bishop, a God's steward, must be blameless. He must not be arrogant or quick-tempered or addicted to wine or violent or greedy for gain. But he must be hospitable, a lover of goodness, prudent, upright, devout, and self-controlled. If a pastor knows that he cannot follow what the Bible says are the qualities he should have, let him go and join the ushers or join the choir. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer, and to all of you that keep coming back, hello and welcome back. Quick reminder, if you've never subscribed, just to remind you to click that red button there that says subscribe, and after that click the bell sign. That way you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. You know, some of you have tagged me, sent me a video of the video made by Enenche. Well, people want me to talk about it, analyze it, say what I think and stuff like that. I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to make any video about his video. The reason being that I am convinced in my heart that he did that for attention, because Biyomi has been trending, and I felt like he wanted to get a slice of the cake. He wanted to get a bit of the attention because this other one was trending. That's what he came across as, because it doesn't make sense that there's already conversation going on over social media about this other one and the terrible words that come out of his mouth, and this other one then comes out to do exactly this, do the same. To be honest, it's disappointing but no longer surprised when we say things like this, because when you say, okay, they're coming out to say they are defending Oyedepo, right? And you know, I made the video where I was saying that a lot of these children in the Lord, when you hear them speak, you can guess what church they go to, because it drops off from the top. This Biyome says, Oyedepo is his father in the Lord. Enenche comes out and says is his father in the Lord as well. Their father curses. He does a lot of cursing. And then their followers, they curse. They do it a lot. They curse left, right, and center. So this is what we're talking about. It's rubbing off from the top. It's not coming from Christ. You get comments, people say, Jesus cursed a tree, cut down a tree, and killed somebody. Then you know the difference. Since you don't seem to know the difference. Somebody said, Jesus said, you brood of vipers. Do you know what vipers are? Do you know? They're snakes. They're snakes. It's like calling somebody green snake under the green grass. We say that a lot in Nigeria. If a pastor calls somebody green snake under the green grass, I don't think there will be an uproar. And I ask somebody, why did the Bible say, bless those that curse you? Tell me why the Bible will tell you to bless those that curse you. So we are not going to obey the Bible anymore. Your pastors are not obeying the Bible. So who are we following? Are you following the Bible or are you following your pastor? People are now practicing an eye for an eye. Why did Jesus come and die? The people before Christ were not Christians. Who are Christians? People that follow the life and teachings of Christ. People before him did not follow the life and teachings of Christ, because Jesus did not come in their time. We are the ones that are Christians. And what they did, a lot of the things were different from our time. Before Jesus came, God was a God of thunder. God was a God, listen to this, God was this God of vengeance and thunder. And they feared God. And they served God because they were afraid of him. And Jesus came and showed us a godly God. A God that you can hug. Let me put it that way. Godly God. Grown, matured believer in the faith should know the difference between fearing God and loving God. There was one day I was reading my Bible and I read, the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. I started thinking to myself, okay, why is it the beginning? It dawned on me for the first time. If it's the beginning, there has to be more. There are some people that my videos mean nothing to them because she's a woman. Who is she to speak? She's not a mega geo. Forget about who is saying it. Carry your Bible and check. You see me that I'm saying this today. If I'm not careful, me too, I'll miss that heaven. I can backslide today. I did backslide in the past. Even if I backslide, as long as what I've said to you is in the Bible, that does not change. It's me that changed. So it's not about coming to Summer for answers. No. It's about, okay, the things that I'm saying, the word from the Bible that I'm saying that you should focus on. Forget about me. It's not about me. God can use anybody. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. I started saying to myself, why is it called the beginning? And then it dawned on me, you're only starting. It is the love of God. I made a video where I talked about how when your children fear you, there are things they will not do because you are there, but they may do it in your absence. Your children should be able to graduate from the point of, I don't want to do that because I will get smacked, or I'll get this, my mom will yell at me. No. They should get to the point where they love you and they be like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to hurt my mother or my father's feelings. Fear is something you use for babies. That's why it's only the beginning. A grown, matured Christian should get to the point where they fall in love with God. They do things because they love God. Now, I think I've lost my train of thought. How did I get here? Oh yeah, I was saying that in the Old Testament, they operated so much with fear. Oh, if I do this, but Jesus came. That's why I keep saying to people, don't forget why Jesus came. Jesus came, and all these Old Testament curses and everything, people do not know the differences between the Old Testament and the New Testament. If you are still living in the Old Testament life, why did Jesus come? Why did Jesus come? Going back to Enenche's video. Now, I have to say this, okay, that's another thing I have to say. I am not a fan of free cursing and stuff like that. I have to say, not only me, a lot of my family and friends have actually stopped watching his videos, unfollowed him when he started a lot of the cursing. A lot of people started following him when he started exposing the tithe thing and talking about tithe and all those things. Grown men and women, people in their 50s and 60s, like grown, matured people were following him. But honestly, I can tell you, I know a lot of people that unfollowed when he started cursing and not the ding bite. I don't even know how to say the word. I've never been a fan of it. I made a video last year when some of the people he blocked or he cursed at came and said, oh, you freeze did. I said, look, I'm not freeze. I'm not a fan of cursing. I don't believe in it. I made a video as of last year. I spoke about it. Now, this so-called video that people are thinking is the video that Ibiome was responding to. I personally didn't see that video before. And I'm not going to sit here and say what he said was right. The cursing and insulting. I'm not going to say they were right. No, I don't believe in cursing at people. Disagree with what they are saying or whatever. That's it. The idea of cursing, I do not believe in it. Anyways, that said, right? But now we all agree that freeze, insulting or cursing and stuff like that, they are wrong. And your pastors agree that he's wrong. They come out and they disagree with him cursing their daddy in the Lord. So they agree that he's doing something wrong. And what do? They join him and do what they have said is wrong. Like, that doesn't make sense. The same way now, they always say, he's a divorcee. He has no wife. To them, divorce is the worst sin in the world. They always come for him because he's divorced and remarried. There are Nigerian pastors that have divorced and remarried. They will never say anything about those ones. We all know there's a mega Nigerian pastor that is a divorced man. The wife has moved out of the country and gone another way. Another one has divorced, remarried, and divorced the second time. There's one that is married now to 2 women. There is one that is married now to 2 women. They never talk about those ones, right? Okay. Those people that are claiming have been married for 20 years, have been married forever. If some of these pastors, their wife tell you what they go through in their marriages, you will be shocked. Because they are still in their marriage, it does not mean it's rosy. It does not mean it's rosy. Like I was saying in one of my other videos, so marriages are being endured, not enjoyed. But they'll come out in public and count for you how many years they've been married. Because somebody else's marriage failed, any small thing, that's what they pick on. Okay, now, they come out, they say freeze, insult, and then they say it's wrong, and then they join him to insult. So they join freeze to do something that is wrong. Now, if you're going to do that, he has divorced, right? Or you join him and divorced. Now, since freeze has become the standard that you all follow. Abi, not Christ. The Bible that says, bless those that curse you. Enenche's video, he talked about we have a culture of respect and this and that. You see, that is one area that I struggle with when it comes to our culture. I'm not going to come here and say, Oyibo culture is better, like Western culture is better, we should throw away our culture, whatever. No, one thing I believe is that there are some parts of our culture that are oppressive, that are stopping our country from moving forward. The so-called respect for elders, we have taken it too far, where the younger generation cannot ask questions. And that is why some of our younger generation have the best ideas, but they can't speak when an elder is speaking. That is why some of their ideas are dying with them. That's why a lot of our young people is when they go abroad that they become amazing this, amazing that, and they do amazing things abroad because they go to places where their talents and their intelligence are not being suppressed. You can't question our politicians. If you question them, you're disrespectful. You can't question our so-called elders, pastors. You can't question them. Even when they do the worst things ever, if you talk about it, you are disrespectful. Look at what have we achieved with all our so-called respect. Look at the people leading the country. They are the products of the respects of the generations upon generations. What has it given birth to? It's giving birth to the country we have right now. The so-called Western society, we say they have no respect. With all our respect and everything, we are the ones that look corruption, stealing in the name of the Lord. What have we achieved with our so-called respect? I really want people to think about these things. They talk about respect to respect. The so-called Western culture, we say they are terrible. They don't know how to raise children. They don't have respect. We don't even know the meaning of the word respect. We don't know the meaning anymore. It is complete oppression. Even when the Bible says, don't let anybody despise your youth. Don't say because you are young, you cannot speak your mind. Yet, the Western society that have no respect, you are all sending your children to those countries to give your children good education. Look at the society they have built without respect, without our so-called respect. When I say respect, you know that is in quote, our definition of our people's definition of respect. Look at the societies they built without respect. You will move your children from our so-called country with respect and send your children to those countries without respect to raise your children for your good education. You will sneeze, ordinary sneeze. You will go to the country that has been built without respect. You cough, you go to them. All our politicians and mega pastors and rich people. You go to the country that has been built without respect for your problems. What have our respects achieved? Any small thing respect. That's how you oppress people that are trying to speak against what you're doing. Another thing I want to talk about is this. When they want to, is those that, I feel sorry for those that take everything that comes out of anybody's mouth. I feel sorry for them. I even say it. What I'm saying, you don't have to accept what I'm saying. You see, one thing about discussions, debate, argument, people bringing out their opinions is for you to hear different opinions and then you can choose which one you want to choose. It's not forced on anybody. There's a saying that before you make up your mind, open it. Don't close your mind before you make it up. Open it to gather information before you make up your mind. Right? Now, when they talk about culture and this and that, another thing I want to say is this. There is so-called culture and tradition, and there is Bible. You have to choose. What should you follow? Should you follow the Bible? Or should you follow your culture regardless? There's an authority that is above the other. As Christians, the Bible is the bigger authority over culture. God's authority is above cultures. If you want to hold on to culture 100%, it's not Christianity that's for you. It's paganism. I didn't get to finish the video. I checked the time. It was time for school runs. I went for school runs, came back, did cooking and other things, and didn't get a chance to finish it. So I decided to leave it and finish it another day. So yes, it is the African culture. It is the paganism that holds on to our culture the way some of these people are trying to hold on to culture. You find that these people are just mixing Christianity with paganism and everything mixed together. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every part of our culture has to go in the bin or all Western culture is the best. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that those cultures that are pulling us backwards, this so-called respect, they have turned upside down and make it an oppression that is oppressing the young generation from leading the country forward. This so-called respect is why our great-grandfathers are the ones still leading the country. Go to some other countries and see people in their late 30s, in their early 40s coming up as president. And you come to Nigeria, I said it before, you come to Nigeria and you find that our ancestors are still in power in the name of respect. The so-called elders have no respect for the younger generation. They don't have no respect for the ideas of the younger generation. They're not giving them a chance in the name of respect. Respect is why our ancestors are still in power. Have you ever wondered why a lot of these pastors, when they go abroad to preach, there are some things they will never say when they're abroad? The one that we're talking about the other time that slapped a girl in the church, he would never dare do that in the UK or in the US or Australia. Never. But they do it in Nigeria. You see what I'm telling you guys? They use it for oppression. So they behave themselves when they go to the country without respect. When they come to Nigeria, that they operate their oppression. Think about it. Why is it that is the so-called countries without respect that they behave themselves? and they come back to Nigeria and they behave the way they like. Think about these things. We are the country with respect, right? But we are the ones that we are suffering with corruption, lawlessness, no respect for the law. When they go to the countries that were built without respect, they obey the law. Let me tell you, you know this Enenche, always I'm a doctor. He never fails to let you know that he's a doctor. Never. If you don't know, you will know by force. Let me tell you, if he was ever a doctor in a Western society, and he came out at the pulpit and vomited all the things he said about, I don't know if you guys have watched this video. He stayed there and he was giving diagnosis of mental illness. Giving diagnosis of who does that? Do you know that if he was abroad, that he trained, and then he came and vomited all the things he vomited, his license will be taken from him. That's even if he has one. Because all this is a doctor. Me, because I am in that profession, there are things that when he says, I'm looking at him with the side of my eye. He listed several mental illnesses that he gave diagnosis to freeze from the pulpit. I'm not saying so one person that has all these mental illnesses, like all these diagnoses for one person. I now thought to myself, choose one. Which one are you saying he has? So you're saying he has all of these mental illnesses. Another thing I want to say is this. You see that man, he always brags about his medical profession, blah, blah, blah. Only God knows if he even truly has it. If you are someone that is a doctor or a nurse, and you watch that video, you would cringe. To start with, he's there listening to all the qualifications of Oyedepo, architecture, mathematics, and I was like, okay, and so? You see this pride, arrogance. He gets the university in Nigeria. He did it. What are all these human achievements for? What is it for? This is the so-called men of God of Nigeria. Jesus no go school. Even in his time, there were people that were educated in his time. Jesus was not one of them. Started listing his own. You know, if you have sat in a class of pathology, pharmacodynamics, pharmacology, physiology, and I'm like, what? It's almost like I was, like, to be honest with you, anybody in the profession would be embarrassed for him. I watched it and I was embarrassed for him. You see some people in his comment section, people are like, oh my goodness, he's so educated. People that are bowing to you are people that are not in the profession. Anybody that is in the profession knew that was petty. Those things you are listing. And so, like, it's nothing. But you do it because you know that a lot of people that watch you guys, a lot of people that follow you guys, they will not understand how petty that was. Every profession has their own whatever. It's even a market woman that is selling fish. It's like a market woman that is selling fish started listening to you, bonga fish, mangala, tilapia, catfish, crayfish, oboroko. Every profession has their own things they want to start listing it. This is still that Nigerian mentality of oppress people with what I know. Oppress people with my education. Oppress people with, like, it's so petty. So petty. And I've thought to myself, right? Enenche is always saying he's a doctor. Which area of medicine did you do? Are you neuro? Are you cardio? Which area? Because you always mention you would think he's Gbogbo Rishe. Abia Dozoiba said Gbogbo Rishe or Gbogbo Nishe. Are you neuro? Are you cardio? Are you gynae? Are you ortho? Are you psych? Are you a psychiatrist? Which area? Are you GI or ENT? Is it urology? Which area exactly? Abi, you are all of them. Because in medicine, you have to be, people train in different areas. You cannot just be the specialist of all of them. But this man will always come and be listing things. People that do not know will not know that it's not possible for him to be, what's it called, all of them. Because I can list all those things too. It doesn't mean that I trained in all of them. It doesn't mean that I'm qualified in all of them. People that are in the profession will watch that video and be embarrassed for him. And like I told you, if he lived in a civilized country, he would have lost his license for that. But you know what? He would do it because he's in Nigeria. He will never try it when he goes abroad. He's always bragging. There was a video of pictures of him one time. This man, that's when I knew how arrogant and how much pride that this man, he went to donate mattress to a hospital. This man went with the whole, oh my goodness. He went there dressed like a doctor. Listen, he went there dressed like a doctor. This man had stethoscope on. You complete gear as a doctor to walk in there to go and donate beds. I was like, this man is so boastful. So his ego, no be here. His ego is off the roof. I saw that, I just smiled. I was like, what is all this? What is all this? You will must know that he's a doctor. Any small thing, they always put it there. Doctor, Enenche. Where is the humility in that man? In his video, he was like, we have to speak about it because of the upcoming generation. So he wants to speak about phrases, his insult of their daddy in the Lord, and for the upcoming generation. And in the process, he said things that I do not believe his generation to come will be proud of. When did men start behaving like, I even don't like saying that anymore. Market, we used to say behave like market women. I don't even want to be saying that anymore because some market women don't behave like this. But when did men come to the point where they can be so petty? Look at you. It's market women they used to say that behave like this. That kind of mentality where people come out, hey, look at you. You get husband. You don't get husband. You the craze, you the mad. That is the behavior of grown men that people look up to. I tell people this. You see, a big man or small man, it's not necessarily about finance. You have more money or whatever. There are some things that behavior of a small man. When I say small, not by the amount of money you have in your account, but small in the way you conduct yourself. Pettiness. Look at these men that are supposed to be grown men come out and saying some stuff and behaving like, behaving like this. And he said, when was the last time you behaved like someone that is not a bastard? It was the way he said it. Someone that was raised by a father. Something like that. And I'm thinking, I do not believe that Enenche, your father trained you to grow up and come out and ridicule yourself like this. I do not believe that. Personally, I never heard my father curse once. Never in my life. My father was not born again Christian. My father has had disagreement with people. Never heard my father curse. You see anger. Anybody can be angry. Ask my family, they will tell you. If I vex here, you will not recognize me. But even when I'm angry, I still try my best to choose my words. When I'm angry, I will tell you my mind, though. I will tell you my mind that I don't blame you now. Is it not me that came and spoke to you that is bringing... I can say a lot of... We are humans. We can just get angry and vomit stuff, right? But these people, their own is different. It's not just like a spur of the moment thing. They planned it. They planned the video. They came to the altar and started... Like, you would have planned the time he dressed from his house and got to the church. Is enough time... So you get what I'm trying to say. There's a difference between that spontaneous anger and blah, blah, blah. Oh God, I shouldn't have said that. It happens. But this one is no, they planned it. You find that when they say something, they say meditated murder. When they say meditated, that means the person planned it, went to and bought the gun and planned it. And that when somebody left his house that morning, planned it that I'm going today to go and make a video to talk about this guy. And this is what I'm going to say. And they still, the time it took them to dress up and drive to the church, and then they still had it. It was not spur of the moment. They got there and they still said it. After they said it, they walk away from the camera. They did not change their minds. They know that those videos are going to be edited and uploaded. There was still time for that editing and uploading. They have not still changed their mind. Then the time it took to post the video. So it's not like, oh, they are human beings, they just lost. It's a lie. They planned it. It's premeditated. It is premeditated. A Christian can get angry and say things and say, I shouldn't have said it. No, their own is that they had the time to plan it and go there and do this. This is who they are. You have to address it because of the upcoming generation. Because if evil is allowed to persist, and I thought to myself, I'm not supporting insults. The one from Freeze, I'm not supporting it. Although he has made a video and apologized. The one from, what's it called? All of them, I'm not supporting insults. But I'm saying now, Enenche said if evil is allowed to persist. And I thought to myself, so the so-called insult is the evil that this man can come out and speak about. The evil that is persisting in Nigeria, corruption, our bad road, and all the evil that persists in Nigeria, they cannot focus their energy on that one. It is, they call evil that Kini insulted their daddy in the Lord. Another thing, I made a post on Facebook. I said, look, may God give us wisdom. Look, they say they are coming for Freeze for the insult on their daddy. What has happened since that day? They came out and insulted, and their children and grandchildren in the Lord have gone over social media insulting up and down, and other people have joined. They say Freeze insulted their father. Now, do you know how much more insult they have received since they did that thing? The small insult, the insult from Freeze that was like this, I'm not supporting it. That small insult, I don't know if I can call it small, but imagine that insult they came to address. It has doubled and quadrupled. People have insulted both their father in the Lord, them, and their children in the Lord all over social media. May wisdom fall on all of us. People have insulted Oyedepo more since that time. People have insulted Biyomi. People have insulted Enenche. All over. That insult you came to address, you have doubled it and quadrupled it, and you got more. Biyomi that was saying, I will arrest. How many people can Biyomi arrest? How many people? You say you want to arrest Freeze for insult. So many Nigerians have insulted more since that time. They've insulted all of you since that time, including your so-called father in the Lord. How many people can you arrest? You see why people should pray for wisdom. You know when to apply wisdom. Enenche is saying that he has to speak because he has to speak about Freeze insult at Oyedepo. He has to speak because if for the next generation, if evil is allowed to persist. So, if you think about it, so cursing, insulting is evil, right? And then what did he do? The thing he called evil, he now did it as well. You say it is evil, and then you too have done evil in the name of pleasing Oyedepo, but displeasing God. If you want to stop evil from persisting in Nigeria, the evil we're talking about, Boko Haram, that is what you should be fighting against to stop it from existing. The evil of corruption, you're not trying to stop that one from persisting. All the evil a lot of so-called men of God are committing. Have you ever wondered why if a lot of pastors do stuff that are wrong, other pastors will not say anything? Do you know why? Look at all the things they've been doing in the name of insulting and whatever. They've been doing and cursing up and down. There are some pastors that know it's wrong. They are not speaking. Do you know why a lot of them never put man in another person's matter? It's because it is, to them, to a lot of them, is business. That is his business. They know what that person has done is wrong. But it's business. And no one spoil market for him. No one cause bad market for that pastor. A lot of them are keeping quiet. Where is the speaking the truth from the Bible? Where is denouncing something that say, no, this is not Christianly, I don't support it? Where is it? This is how you know that for a lot of them, it's not about God. It's about their bank balance. They will defend that when the whole thing started about talking about tithe. Do you know how united they became? Think about it, because that was an attack on their bank balance. Attack on money. That was the one time you saw them united. I have a video about it. All of them united and had one voice and spoke up. Because they don't play with money. Has it ever dawned on you that generations to come will wonder why a lot of us sat back and saw the corruption in the country and all the things that are going on? A lot of us kept quiet. And you think it's addressing an insult that your generations to come will be proud of. The reason why they came out and do all this is still part of their ego. Who are you? Do you know who I am? He said it's what we call in medicine spot diagnosis. You spot diagnosis because you have a beef with somebody. Try that in Europe. Try it. You give spot diagnosis. Why didn't you give spot diagnosis until you had the beef with him? All of a sudden you came out with it's the same thing a lot of low lives do. You have a fight with somebody, you decrease. Is that not what it is? That's what it is. You decrease. You mad. You get husband. You get wife. You get this. He knows they don't apply to him, but he wants to use that as a way of insulting him. Basically, like in pidgin English, you decrease. That's it. Man of God, with a microphone. Is that what you went to medical school for, if you truly went? Because when we're in primary school, you were here in the schoolyard. Small children are having a fight. Your papa, your mama. That's what they're doing now. Even him is mentioned Free's father. When was the last time, whatever he said, you behave like someone that was raised by a father or something like that? You know. Another thing again, listen to that sentence. When was the last time you behaved like someone was, I can't remember how he said it, raised by a father? Children in orphanages are being raised without a father. And a lot of them are turning out perfectly well in society. People that their fathers are dead. People that their father died even before they were born, uncle. People, fatherless people. So this is what these people, fatherless people, you are not saying that, when was the last time you behaved like someone that was raised by a father? As if people that are your church members, there will be some of them that were not raised by their fathers. There are some fathers they call rolling stones that had children and abandoned their children, and their children have turned out all right. The ones that their fathers have died, the ones raised in orphanages, and I bet you some of them pay the biggest tithe in your church. See, this is one thing. You want to insult somebody, you use that to insult the other people. What is the message then you're trying to pass? That people that are raised without a father will be nobody. Obama was raised without a father. Did not stop him from becoming the president of America. These are the people call men of God, and they listen to them. Primary school children that will be saying, hey, you the crazy, you the mad, your papa, your mama. This is what they are doing. The other one freezes mother with insult. The other one, and his father as well. This one too, his father. Is that what people did when they were little kids? Your papa, your mama, you they crazy, you they mad. That's what is going on. He has already given Freeze mental diagnosis, psychiatric evaluation from the pulpit. He said Jesus called Herod a wild fox. By the way, Jesus called fox. He didn't add wild, because you see, this is how they lie. They lie on Jesus now. Say exactly what he said. Abi, before you start quoting Jesus, quote him the way he said it. Don't start lying on his head. All right? Because the other one now, the Biyomi that came out and said Freeze does not, what did he even say that time? His mother is whatever. The mother is Somalian. The mother is this. The mother is Harlot. Where is your father? Show us your father. And all of those things. At the end of the day, that man told lies from the pulpit. They are not addressing that aspect that he lied from the pulpit. And this one too is telling his own lies. Giving diagnosis. Okay, let's leave the insult or whatever aside. Pastor, you lied from the pulpit. Where is the God in him? Then he said, Jesus said, call somebody wild fox. Do you know how fox hunt? Have you seen how fox hunt? If you see how fox hunt, you will know what Jesus was trying to say. Right? And then he calls somebody a mad dog. He knows the difference. But you know, that's one thing they do. They use the Bible. Even when they are committing the worst atrocity, they use the Bible to commit it. Jesus heard that Pharaoh was organizing to come for him. What did Jesus say? Jesus said, go and tell that fox, I will keep on driving out demons and healing people today and tomorrow. And on the third day, I will reach my goal. If you go and look at that Bible verse, you will see the application of that. You will see the difference. When he started, this man, he showed you how boastful he is. Somebody in America told me that. Somebody made a video insulting my father, whatever way. And you see, this is part of his arrogance and whatever. The thing has been boiling in Nigeria, right? Nobody in Nigeria informed him. He wants to claim he has not heard about it until somebody in America told him. Because he wants you to know that he knows somebody in America. You know, there's that Nigerian braggadocio thing about showing off, you know, my own information came all the way from America. This man cannot claim that he never heard about it on the ground. Something that's happening in Nigeria, the news is spreading in Nigeria. He did not hear until when somebody in America told him. You have to know that, you know, he's such a high class. He's such a high class that the thing that's happening in his backyard, he did not know until it was America his own information came from. Boastful human being. When was the last time you behaved like someone his father taught morals? It's an insult on Free's father, because he said you did not teach your son morals. As if we all behave the way our father has raised us. Him that is coming out and misbehaving himself. Is that how? There's no way his father raised him that way. Do people not grow up and become individuals? Have you never seen a godly man that the child grew up and became a criminal? Are you telling me that him that is trying to, you know, use the word bastard himself, his father raised him to call somebody a bastard? I don't believe that. Respect, respect, respect. Look at the countries without respect. Look at how organized they are without our African respect. A lot of, when I say African respect, you know what I mean? The oppressive ones that they used to shut you up. That's what they use to hold the country backwards. The countries that were raised without respect, they are the ones that are less corrupt. The roads are tight. Health hospitals are amazing hospitals. Look at science. Look at the development. Look at everything they have. The countries that were built without our respect. Look at our country. You see a Nigerian driving in Nigeria, see red light, they will go. They don't care. But that same Nigeria will come to Europe. They see red light, they stop. If you move everybody in Nigeria to the UK, move everybody to the UK, give it how many years, UK will become Nigeria, Nigeria will become the UK. You get my point? This is to show you our mentality. If our so-called respect is such an amazing thing, why is our country the way it is? And the country without respect is different. Because nobody's above the law in the country without respect. Our own with respect is why a lot of them, politicians, everything, do anything. They have no respect for the law. It's not all about the number of years. There are things that happen in some of those marriages that if you hear about them, you'll be shocked. But they come and count the number of years. They will not count the beating that is inside, the humiliation and maltreatment the women may be going through. It's the outside we're coming and counting years. We're talking recently about the Ghanaian guy, that the Ghanaian pastor in America that has deleted his wife. People would have been counting years for him as well. You see comments like, but pastors are human beings too. Let me tell you, there are qualities. The Bible have listed qualities that they should have. Right? If you look at the Bible, for a bishop, a God's steward must be blameless. Blameless. And Bible talk will not be me. That's what the Bible said. Must be blameless. He must not be arrogant. Tell that to Enenche. Or quick-tempered. I'm reading Bible. Quick-tempered, or addicted to wine, or violent, or greedy for gain. But he must be hospitable, a lover of goodness, prudent, upright, devout, and self-controlled. Self-controlled. See these ones that are ranting and cursing? Is that self-control? It's Bible I'm reading. I keep saying it. It's the Bible I'm reading. He must have a fine grasp of the word that is trustworthy in accordance with the teaching, so that he may be able both to preach with sound doctrine and to refute those who contradict it. You see that? When some people think if you speak against what somebody is saying is wrong, it's a lie. A lot of Nigerian pastors are seeing this drama. They are not refuting anything. They are sitting back and watching. And Christianity is being dragged. These are people that are called men of God. Look at what they are doing. These are the qualities. The Bible have listed the qualities they should have. So it's not me. Is it that we have to follow? Is it not Christianity? It's Bible. We have to follow it. If a pastor knows that he cannot follow what the Bible says are the qualities he should have, let him go and join the ushers or join the choir. If he cannot obey the Bible and be the qualities that the Bible says you should have, go and join the choir, join the ushers. There's no service in the house of God that has less value. They are all valuable in the house of God. So if you cannot be pastor, cleaner in the house of God is serving God. But ego will not let them go to the position where they belong. If you can come out and be speaking like this, you don't belong there at the pulpit. No. Step down. Serve God in other departments. Go and be gate man. Or the gardeners. Because gardener is just gardening. It does not have to. You're so quick-tempered. When you are gardening, I do a lot of gardening. Gardening is a very good place to go and calm down, because it's you and plant. There is no exchange. The plant will never insult you. It's where you put the plant, you will meet it. You water it and feed it, it will be growing jajajek. You say you cannot do the things of God, of preaching the gospel, and you are so quick-tempered with your mouth and otherwise. Be the gardeners in the church. Your service will be useful. You know you have weakness when it comes to your mouth. Preaching from the pulpit is not your position. Sometimes, when they even brag about their marriages of how long it's lasted, when you see how they behave in public, sometimes you wonder, how do they behave at home? Me, that you see, I can get angry. Me, you have seen some of my videos, you see that I'm angry. Me, I can get angry. My family will tell you, I can get angry. I will tell you everything that's on my mind if I'm angry, but I don't need to curse to express myself. Sometimes I come back from a terrible night shift that maybe whatever way it went, the workload or whatever happened that I was not happy about. I come home and I will tell my family I'm in a bad mood. I will just go and bath and sleep. Because when I'm in my sleep, I'm calming down. You understand? Anybody can be angry, but there are things you don't. When you see the way they behave in public, you wonder how they behave at home. And when some of them brag about their marriages, you wonder what they do. Look, the guy that is on internet, you say he insulted you on the internet. Somebody you may never come across in your real life, face to face. You say he insulted you or whatever. That made you now to stoop so low and show your real color. How much more the wife that is with you at home, if they should mistakenly say something you don't like, or people that work for you. Somebody they didn't even punch you. Jesus, they nailed him on the cross. They didn't touch you. They didn't slap you. They didn't do anything. Jesus still said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. What did they do to you? What they did to you is it even up to nailing on the cross? Jesus, Apostle Peter, sliced somebody's ear off in the name of defending Jesus. What did Jesus do? Jesus rebuked him. Your own. Ordinary, they didn't even touch you physically. Nothing. You have sent your minions. How do you call them? Minions. Sent your children, grandchildren, the Lord, all over social media, abusing and cursing people everywhere. What are you promoting? Something else. When some people be like, Freeze did this. Freeze, let me tell you guys, let's be honest. Forget all these things, right? If you want to talk about Christianity in Nigeria, there are many people that will not point you to Freeze. Let's be honest. How many people go to Freeze for baptism? If someone is coming from abroad, say, I'm going to Nigeria, what church should I attend? How many people are going to say, go to Freeze church? If they talk about Christianity in Nigeria, how many people will actually say Freeze is, to be honest? Freeze doesn't hold the position of Christian leaders in Nigeria, church leaders in Nigeria. No, these are the men that are seen as the church leaders and the Christian leaders in Nigeria. Another thing people make mistake is thinking people are supporting Freeze. It's a lie. A lot of people is not even about supporting Freeze, but it's about disagreeing with these people because people expected more from them. I know people that no longer watch Freeze. They came out and they spoke because the position these so-called pastors held in the life or in the eyes of people. This is people that they look at, the Christian leaders in Nigeria, whatever they are seen as. You know what I'm trying to say? There are people that do not support freeze, insult people, whatever. But so people that have already said, let me tell you, before now, what did people, they used to say, maybe there's one that people see freeze as a social media noise maker. There are a lot of things people call him. Should be one pastor used to call, what did he call? That one said is what did he call it? Something religious rascality. That is why people are more offended, because they expect this people to uphold the word of God. He said even if Freeze had 1,000 lifetime, he would never achieve whatever. Who are you to decide what somebody can achieve? Who are you? You know one thing, when they start collecting tithe and offering and their lives change, they look at every other person like you're a nobody. Do you know what God's plan is for anybody? You don't know. Who are you? Who do you think you are to be saying such things about somebody? Keep cursing some, whatever I was saying, your generation, whatever I was saying. So you people know how to curse somebody out of existence. You have not cursed Boko Haram out of existence. You have not cursed corruption out of existence in Nigeria. Coronavirus is embarrassing all of you. None of you could curse it out of existence. All the things, our bad road. Why can't you curse good healthcare into existence in Nigeria? Curse bad road out of existence. You will not. No. You know how to curse. All the useless curses you guys have been cursing, no effect. Cursing up and down. This one cursed. That one, politicians are cursing. So-called pastors are cursing. Muslims curse. Christians curse. Curse everywhere. Their children in the Lord came out. People curse up and down. And you wonder why Nigeria looks like a cursed country. I said look like. Because let me tell you, at the end of the day, all your curses are useless. What have you achieved with your curses? Some of them come here and they're leaving curses for me. Let me tell you guys. I told one the other day, I see death all the time. I'm a nurse. I work in a hospital. It's so curse, they curse. Have you ever imagined why all these pastors, they will use generational curse to trap their church members down? There was one that said, there was a pastor that before that said that tithe paying is about your generations to come. If you don't pay, something like if you don't pay tithe, your generations to come, that is going to affect generations to come. Generational curse is what they have used to hold a lot of people's brains captive. But the pastors are the ones enjoying generational blessings. They have built wealth for their children and children's children and generations to come. It's only church members that are running up and down that they preach generational curse for. It never applies to the pastor's children. And let me say this, because some of them have come and they left insult and curses and attend a look. You see, the fear is what they operate on. Fear is what they use. But why the pastors have no fear? The people that are using fear to oppress people, they have no fear. If any pastor has a fear of God, will he come to a pulpit that he claims is the house of God, whatever, and say some of those things from their mouth? They have no fear. I told them, I say, see, I work in a hospital. I see people die all the time. Death has become, I have seen how normal it is. Anybody can die anytime. Me that I'm making these videos, let me say it too. I can be driving tomorrow, have an accident, and that's it. God would call us home when he wants to call us home. If God calls me home tomorrow, no matter the way God decides to take me home, it is not your curses. No, it is God that has decided that it's time to call me home. Anybody can wake up in the morning and die of heart attack. They will say, their cursing prayer has worked. At the end of the day, how may I see all these things going on is, this is God exposing these people. So you cannot say you did not know the truth, because this is them being exposed. God is exposing them so you can know who they truly are. This whole thing that has happened is God's way of exposing them. Bible says, by their fruit you shall know them. Look at their fruit. Oh. You will not say you did not know. If you go to those kind of places and you say you go there to serve God, ask yourself, is he really the God in the Bible that Jesus said, Father, forgive them for they don't know what they do? Bible says, bless those that curse you. Is it the same Bible? So is it that you're following this or that these people are practicing? It's left for you to decide if that is the church for you. Somebody like Christianity is under attack. It's a lie. No, God is separating the shaft from the wheat. This is God's way of bringing clarity to a lot of us to know who is for him and who is not for him. Because some people are like, but he did a miracle. Did the Bible not say that day? Some of them would be like, I did so miracle in your name. God will say, I never knew you. Even though they did not, don't let miracle be the determining factor for you. Some of them are even fake miracle. God every day is exposing more and more to you. It's left for you to open your eyes and see the truth that's right in front of you. If you follow the Bible, you will never go astray. This is only the beginning. More and more of them will be exposed because God wants his real children to know the truth. I didn't plan for this video to be too long, but I think at this point it's really, really long. And I think I'll end it there. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.